And just to give you my opinion, I would be on the lookout up here, roughly 30.80, 30.90. And eventually, oh no, hold on. NASDAQ, sorry. NASDAQ is the one. Well, okay, don't discount what I just told you. I do, that is a target, but this was the higher one that I was thinking about in my head. So NASDAQ has beautiful, beautiful equal highs, at least on the 15-minute, around 10,120. And then just above that is an imbalance at 10,150. So there are some we honestly, if we're in a bullish environment, we could probably get this week. If the market is in a bullish and it does want to give that to us. So we will see. Um I believe so. I believe so because that divergence here indicates NASDAQ running for stops. S&P, I just got done doing that, so we don't need to beat a dead horse. And then uh, Dow Jones heading higher. Okay, so I do think at least intra week we're in a bullish environment, and that's my opinion on that. So we may not give you trade ideas. We may not say, "Hey, it's 3 p.m. Let's press buttons," but we are giving you some directional bias, which can be later taken um, into your consideration, right? If you see a buying opportunity, then there you go. All right, then you can either take it on your demo or paper trade or whatever you got to do. But I'm gonna try, all right, and be as humble as I can, okay? Because I don't like tooting my own horn. I don't want to make it seem like that's what we're doing here. But this was given this week, um, where we had our targets, right? And our targets were met. And yesterday, we on the well, both on the Bounce Back London Open and Power Hour, we mentioned that during the Power Hour sessions, we don't give you an entry, especially for indices, because of the time of the day, right? The indices, the best time really to trade is at the New York Open or slightly after, and then profit taking in the late afternoon as of right now. So right now is actually what I like to call the profit taking hour, right? And we've expanded on that before, but the main reason is, right, if you have floor traders, day traders, who are getting in on the morning session, and they don't want to hold overnight, they're going to get out before the close. Okay, so from 2 to 3 p.m. Central, which is 3 to 4 Eastern, that's when I'm looking to exit positions, not take them. Okay. And what we also discussed yesterday was that we give you directional bias. Now, we're not always going to be right. Sometimes we get it wrong. That should be well known by now, right? But this setup on the indices was too obvious. The equal highs on Nasdaq was far too obvious, and that was pointed out yesterday. And so what we also said, okay, was that we give you directional bias beforehand, right? We're able to call moves hours, days, even weeks beforehand, okay? And we told you that you can take that into consideration when you find a potential buying opportunity, right? We gave you the target, you just have to go in and find the entry, okay? So on NASDAQ today at the open, if you were to overlap with the S&P 500, okay, there was a perfect buying opportunity right near the 8:30 open. Okay, you had NASDAQ moving lower here. You had S&P. Let's see from right here. You had the S&P trading higher. Okay, so that is a bullish divergence right at the open. And it's obvious as of right now, okay, they are literally running straight for the highs that was mentioned earlier this week. Now, this data is delayed by 10 minutes. Okay, it's the futures data. I can't show you my futures broker because that is a live account. But I am able to show you trading view. So even though it has a 10 or 15-minute delay, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Uh this was given out, okay, like 2 days in advance. So what's a 10-minute delay gonna do? Okay. But nonetheless, I was actually expecting for S&P to do something very similar to what Zach had showed you earlier. I anticipated that we would come down and take this low at 30.21. So I actually had an additional buy order at 30.20. Um, because when I went to sleep last night, it was before the New York Open. Okay, so I anticipated what New York was going to do. And I assumed that it was going to do what it did yesterday, basically open, smack lower, and then trade higher. And so I figured, all right, well, we might get that today. Oh, sorry, that opens right here. I figured we would get that today. We would open, smack lower, right? Rebalance some price action, take out a low, and then yoink higher. But we didn't get that. And that's totally fine. We also talked about, I think it was Monday or last week, how S&P was one of my favorite, well, not, I don't like favorites, but it's my most traded asset. And I gave you specifics as to why. And one of the reasons was it's that it's not as dirty as foreign exchange. And this is an example. It's kind of a testament to that because Forex, you'll always, not always, but you'll get a lot of run on liquidity, right? A lot of rebalancing and things of that nature, but you just did not get that on the S&P today. But instead, you were able to get a smaller time frame divergence. And so let this also be a testament to the power of divergences because that was on a small time frame, but look at the move that was created off of that. Beautiful price action. This is easy trading right in here. Okay. For me, it doesn't get any easier than that. And I know we're not supposed to say that trading is easy because it's technically not, but I guess simple is a better word. I guess you could say it's very simple. Okay. And of course, NASDAQ at this point is now running those equal highs heading into that imbalance. We also gave you 101.50 as a price level. So pretty much the indices have hit for this week. I would be looking to exit if I was still in a long position. I am long on the indices. I do have a couple of more longer term targets at 31.50 for S&P. Okay, so even though our short term hit, which is fine, this would be a good area to practice taking partials. I see a lot of people that are now no longer breaking even because even though you have a break even trade, you guys are still able to pull something out of the market because you're taking partials. Okay, so this is a quick and easy example of when myself I would take partials. Now, this doesn't mean that this is going to be a reversal. It's just that, okay, price is heavily going in our favor. Let's take some off, right? Let's pay the trader. Let's get paid for our time. Let's get paid for our effort and for the work that we put in. You understand? And then we let the patients hopefully give us a run higher, probably into next week, which is also next month. Okay, so during July, I'm expecting for 31.50s. Okay, possibly 3,200.